we have another store in Massapequa?
Yes.
On the South Shore? Okay, excellent. So feel free to visit them anytime. How many of you have shopped here before? Okay, so you have, pretty much all of you have shopped here before. So I just want to tell you a little bit about Sweet Pieces. I started this company 6 years ago. I had this crazy idea that I wanted to create a store where you could find all kinds of really awesome, innovative DIY products, and also the home decor and inspiration that could be the catalyst to make your home really beautiful. So it turns out that there are lots of people who love to DIY and see beautiful things. So here we are, Sweet Pieces. So Tempaper really fits right in with everything we do because it's innovative, it's easy, and it's an amazing transformation. So has anybody used the Tempaper yet? No one. Okay, so how many of you have something at home that you want to do with Tempaper and you're not sure? Okay, so a lot of you. So awesome, so you came to the right place. So what is Tempaper? Tempaper is a temporary, self-adhesive wallpaper. It comes in, it's a high quality vinyl. Some of them are textured, some of them are metallic, so you can see the metallics here. Some of them are textured where they actually feel like, there's some that are flocked, they feel like they have flocking on it, and some of them just have, like this feels like birch, basically. This is actually one of Genevieve Gorder's patterns. She has a line of patterns with Tempaper. They are stunning, some of my favorite patterns. So why is this different from regular wallpaper? So you don't have to mess with any yucky glues. You don't have to deal with any glue. Do we love that? Yeah, we love that. You don't have to worry about when your taste changes and you want to take it down, that it's going to be a mess. How many of you have done that? Yeah, me too. I was in college. I should have known. I always say, like, this was a real clue. When everyone was worried about buying their books and figuring out where to go on campus, I was decorating my room with construction paper flowers. And then several years later, when I was off campus and in my own apartment, I wasn't really concerned about doing my homework. I was concerned about how am I going to get this wallpaper off the wall and make my place look really cool, which I did, and it was a horrible thing. My boyfriend, who is now my husband, scraped it with me, and that's why I had to make it my husband, because he did that awful project for me. I'm just kidding. So, regular traditional wallpaper can sometimes be a little bit intimidating. It's hard to put up. It's hard to take down. My taste changes like yearly. I don't know about yours, but I love something one day and then the next day I don't. So that is the beautiful thing about this stuff, that when you get sick of it, you can literally just peel it off the wall. So that's a wonderful thing. So what are the limitations to Tempaper? Let me talk a little bit about that. So you want to make sure that whatever wall you're putting this on, or it can also go on furniture, it can go in the back of bookcases, stair risers, we've done that. You'll see those throughout the store. We have them done with Tempaper. You want to make sure that whatever you're putting it on is not a dead matte finish. Okay, so it needs to be like an eggshell or a satin. So if you're putting it up on the wall, you don't want to have like a dead flat finish, because it can, when you peel it off, damage the wall. It will stick up, so if you don't care about it damaging the wall, it's not that it's not going to stick to it, it's just not going to come down nicely. So that's really it. That's the limitation of Tempaper. It's wipeable, so if you use it in a bathroom or in a kitchen, you can easily wipe it down. I have had some clients who have done like a temporary backsplash with it. Like I say about the chalk paint, it's not a coat of steel. It's really easy to touch up. It's really easy to, work with if you do need it for a temporary situation. Tempaper is the same way. It's not, a coat of steel, but you can certainly put it up and have it for years to come in a temporary situation like a backsplash. Now, on a wall application or in the back of a piece of furniture, it'll stay there forever until you decide to peel it off. And you don't have to worry about, like, people ask, can I put it in my bathroom? That's very humid, there's steam and everything. Totally fine. You won't have any issues with it. So, any questions so far?
Can it go on furniture that's been polyurethane?
Yes, it can.
Is there any prep work that needs to be done to the poly?
Nope.
wallpaper.
So we have had customers put it over existing wallpaper. It will certainly stick to it. And again, as long as it's like a shinier kind of, if it was a grass cloth, I don't know, would it ruin the grass cloth? I've never tried that. But I would think at that point you really don't care because you're just trying to cover it.
We have wallpaper up there already, right? So that with the steamer,
Yeah.
you don't know whether it would be better to that or like that.
So, I mean, which would be better? So, if you just need this because you don't feel like doing the work, like, I would just do this. I would certainly do that in my own home. Would I do that, like, as a custom job for a client? Probably not. I would want to do it the right way. But for my own home, you bet I'm doing that. Yeah.
So if you have a flat finished wall with paint, what kind of primer would you suggest? Because a few that come up a little shinier.
Yeah, so you just want to make sure that it's not that dead matte sheen. So like an eggshell or satin. So what you could do is just, paint that wall color, that same wall color in that sheen, in an eggshell sheen, whatever the wall is. Or just use the white out of the can if you have the dead matte finish on it. Make sense?
And if you were putting this over a really dark wall, there's no kind of bleed through of it.
So it depends. I mean, if you're doing like, that's a great question. So the question was, I hope you heard that. If you're putting it over a dark wall, is there bleed through? So it depends. Like if you were putting this over a black wall, you probably would see a little bit of shading. But if it was on the whole wall and it looked consistent, you probably wouldn't really notice it that much. Yeah. Anything else? Okay, all right. So let me talk to you a little bit about how do you actually apply this product. So like I said, it has a self-adhesive back. By the way, it comes in like a gazillion and one patterns. We have our handy dandy book here, which is always here for you to look through. And there's tons of patterns. And they're always coming out with new ones, so that's really fun too. We always have the newest patterns here. So one of our favorite is this brass belly. It's in our cabinet here. Before you leave, you'll have to take a look at that. Everyone thinks that they want to touch it because it looks like it's like actually fish scales. So this comes in several different colorways. I think there's another one down here tied up. And then it also comes in the gold. So really, it comes in tons and tons of patterns. Modern, traditional, they have more like florally stuff for more of a traditional. They have a lot of the geometrics, which is really nice. They have a lot of these more rustic patterns. They have a shiplap one. How many of you love shiplap? You love that look? Yeah. They have a weathered wood one that's really fabulous. So, I mean, the sky's the limit as far as the patterns go. How much does a roll cover? No one asked me that yet. I'm going to tell you. So this is a standard double roll of wallpaper, 20 and a half inches wide by 33 feet long. So that will cover 56 square feet. What does that mean? That means, for instance, if you have a wall that's 8 foot high, so 8 foot ceilings, by say about 7 feet wide, that's about how much a roll will cover. Now you do have to make sure that you make allowances for the pattern repeat. So each pattern has a different repeat. So some of the repeats are smaller, like this is a smaller repeat, whereas like the brick that's behind me is it repeats about every 24 inches. So you have to allow for some of that. Now when you order your Tempaper, we'll help you with that. So if you could just give us the size that you're doing, and then we'll kind of guide you from there. Now the cool thing about Sweet Pieces, one of the cool things, is we also sell Tempaper by the foot. So if you don't need a whole roll and you just want to do the back of a bookcase, you can buy it by the foot. So any of the ones that we have in stock, we do sell by the foot. If it's something that we don't carry in stock, you need to order a minimum of 10 feet in order to buy it by the foot. So we can order them for you. And the other really awesome thing is Tempaper is really close to us. They're just over the bridge in New Jersey. So when you order, if it's something that we don't have in stock, it comes literally in a day. So it's easy peasy and instant gratification, which are all of the requirements for any Sweet Pieces products. They have to be easy peasy, they have to be innovative, and they have to really make an impact. So as you can see, Tempaper was like the perfect fit for us. So I'm going to apply this to these boards. So you guys are standing in front of the headboard that these boards go to. So these were little boards that kind of popped out, right? So I am going to just lay this down and I'm going to say, okay. Oh wow, this fits perfectly. I didn't think that was going. So I'm going to say I need about this much. Now you could play around with this and really get a little bit crazy and figure out where you want your pattern to go. You know, if you wanted this little star guy to be in the center, you could certainly measure that out. I'm not going to get crazy about this. I'm just going to do a rough guess here and say I need it about here, and I'm going to cut. And then you just literally peel off the back and you apply it. So this peels. Now here's another really cool thing. How many of you have worked with contact paper? Okay. So we know when we put that in cabinets sometimes, it can get a little messy. If you fold it on itself, it's done, right? Okay, so here's my Tempaper. It just comes right off. And I did get a couple creases in there, but it's nothing like contact paper, I will assure you of that. I've done this, we do this on the insides of drawers a lot. So it's really, you know, sometimes you get an old piece of furniture and the insides of the drawers might be stained. Sometimes painting is a pain in the butt when you have to do tons and tons of insides of drawers. This makes it super easy to just apply it and you're good to go. So the other thing that you could do is you could lay this down on here and you could trace this. Linda, would you give me a pen, please? You could trace this, cut it, and then lay it down, and that would give you a more exact fit, which would be probably pretty nice. Why don't we do that? The other thing you could also do is you could say, let's say this wasn't wide enough to go on here. It just so happens to be wide enough. You could lay it this way, and you could do your pattern the other way as well. So, you know, kind of think outside the box a little bit with Tempaper. It is pretty darn easy to do. Any questions while I'm tracing here?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
When you're cutting on a small piece right now, if
Yeah.
you're doing a wall,
Yeah.
and is the butting of seams, is like getting your seams together, is that easy to do? And it is something like once you get up and you don't have it exactly, you can pull it back, replace it, and put it back again.
Absolutely, yeah. So I was pretty nervous. I've never hung wallpaper in my life. I've taken it down. I've never hung it. So I was a little bit nervous when I first started with this, and since then we've done a lot of walls with this stuff. It's super easy for somebody who's never done it before as a novice to be able to do it. Now, Linda, I'm gonna call you out here. You have done a lot of wallpapering, right? And you've used Tempaper a lot. So tell us about your experiences.
I love Tempaper. It's very easy. You know, wallpapering. Have you ever done it?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's a paste, and you have to size the pieces, and it's so easy. You know, most important things start with a level line. Once you have that level line, then your print will match up perfectly with every sheet. But you have to start with a real level line.
And how is it like matching the seams compared to regular wallpaper?
Oh, easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
So there's no, because you don't have a glue base, you have no shrinkage, which has happened on some wallpapers that I work with. You line it up and it's just so, and then when everything dries,
Yeah, you have a
end up
little
with the
space.
separation.
I think they do recommend overlapping a little tiny bit. Do they, Amanda?
Yeah, some of the patterns do and some of them don't. It will tell you on the actual roll, but you'll know when you start to put it up. And if you lay it down, you know, like say 18 inches or so, and you see that it's kind of going off skew, you can peel it off and just like reset it. I mean, it's really
You could
so
peel
easy
it
to
on
work
and
with.
off the wall 100 times, it will still stick.
Yeah,
That's the great part.
yeah. Any other questions?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Is there a secret if you're using it on like a big cabinet let's say the back of a big cabinet.
Yeah.
So you have a big space.
Yeah.
All right. Is there any secret to the way you peel it? Do you peel the whole back off at once? Do you
Great question.
peel part of it off and work down or
Great
work
questions.
up?
So what I usually do is I start at the top, and I peel a little bit off. So I'll probably peel off, 12 to 15 inches off the backing. I kind of get it there, I set it. I use this handy dandy little smoothing tool, and you start to just smooth right from the center and go out, smooth, 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 peel it a little more,
But if
smooth,
it's
smooth,
stuck, will it still smooth out? Like if it's glued?
Well, yeah, because it's not really,
Well,
you're,
not with the
it's
back.
not going to be totally stuck, and you can like
Okay.
peel it back. So like again, if you get like a crease in it,
Right.
you can just peel it apart and then re-smooth it. It's
You do need
really,
that too.
you can use this to smooth it. That's what I use to smooth it. Linda, is that what you use too?
What?
The little smoothing tool?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's good.
So really very easy. When I do a wall, there's a couple different ways that you could do it. You could do it where you measure out the actual wall. So a few times, I think we did it here, didn't we, Julie? Did we measure this out, pre-measure it?
Pieces.
Yeah, okay. So we put the actual roll up at the top, we let it roll to the floor, and then we cut it. And you give yourself a little bit of extra space there, cut it. Then we took the roll again and we matched it up next to that pattern. So we had them like laying out on the floor. We matched it up on the floor. Now the backing isn't off. The backing is totally connected at that point. We matched it, we laid it down to, we unrolled it, make sure we cut that, and then we matched it again, and we did, 7 or 8, however many lengths that we needed to do the wall. And then we just put them up. So it was super easy. We didn't have to be standing up at the top of the wall on a ladder trying to figure out where the repeat is and cut it. And so we did everything right on the floor, and it made it super easy. You don't need a lot of space because you only need 2 widths wide at a time. You're just laying the previous one on top of another, and you just kind of keep going. So that's one way to do it. I have also done it where this is like when you're doing your own house and you don't want to spend the time. Because that's what I'm always doing. I'm like trying to do it the fastest way possible. So I've done several closets in my home. My daughter's closet I actually did in the brass belly, the gold one. And I just put it up, peeled it, and then matched it up right on the wall. So that's probably a quicker way to do it. Laying it out on the floor is going to make it easier for you if you're doing a really big wall or something. Yeah. Any other questions? No? Did we answer them all? Is everyone prepared to go home and Tempaper their house? All right, so now I've cut my panel here, and I'm just going to peel this off. And then I'm just going to lay it down. It's a small piece, and I wanted to do something small so that we could, do this in a manageable amount of time. You're just going to smooth it. And you can see there's still some lumps and bumps. Okay. So now, just so you know, this was done over, this is chalk paint that we painted on here. And if I want to peel this off now, I can. And it actually didn't even hurt the chalk paint, which is more of a matte finish. Now, it also hasn't been sitting on there for very long. So, but you can see, you can kind of peel this off and reposition it, do what you need to do. Is it going to be a little bit more challenging on a bigger piece? Of course it is. But it's not unmanageable. Trust me, I am the queen of laziness. I want to do the least amount of possible, and I want to have the best result possible. That's literally why I created Sweet Pieces, because I watched way too much HGTV, and I get way impatient when 30 minutes they redo an entire house, right? That's what I want to do. I want to wiggle my nose and have it all done. So this product is really, really easy to use, whether you're doing it in the back of a piece of furniture, or on a wall, or whatever the case may be. Super easy, tons of fun. It's fantastic stuff. Any other questions?
So you just came down on something that you told us about.
You're right, I did.
That's why you pulled it off to show show that did it really damage that.
Yeah.
Because I'm just, I mean, you know,
On a wall,
I'm like you, I don't want to repaint the wall.
yeah, exactly. Listen, I hear you. You know, what is it going to do to the wall? You know, it could peel off the paint.
Just
You know,
the paint, not the sheetrock. You're not sure.
I'm not sure. Could it peel off that top layer of the sheetrock? Maybe it could. That's why you want to be, you know, hesitant about it. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm thinking of putting it behind the bookshelf,
Okay.
but it's grooved because it's wood.
Okay.
And it has almost not as many grooves as that wood over there. But
Okay. Like grooved like a beadboard?
yes. like
Okay.
a wood.
Okay.
Yes.
So we've done it on stuff like that, and we just lay it over the top
And okay.
so that it's not going into the grooves, and it's fine.
Oh, really? See, now I'm thinking. Oh, now I have to.
You could do that,
I don't know. Yeah.
but you don't have to.
Oh, okay.
We've done it over pegboard, and actually have it in that room over there on pegboard. I just did it the other day. So we painted our floor, and we had just pegboard's like the bane of my existence. I don't like pegboard, and it's literally all over this building. So it was just a little wall. I just put the brick up there, so now it looks like a little brick wall. I didn't even match the pattern. I literally had some scraps in the back, and I just put it on. So you'll have to go see that was my need to be lazy to get it done really fast, because it's most of the time going to be covered by a piece of furniture. So, but yeah, you definitely could do it over something that has a groove to it, and just kind of go over the top of it. Anything else?
Amanda, does the price change per roll according to pattern or?
Good question. So how is the pricing? So the rolls will vary anywhere from 100 to 125 a roll. There might be a couple in there that are about 80. So the ones that are metallics, the ones that have texture to them, they're going to be more the 125 a roll. And then the ones that are a little bit more basic, like let's see here, what's this guy? Like this guy here, and this does have some metallic on it. That's 100 a roll. But I think this guy here is 125 a roll.
So when you sell it by the foot, what's the cost of that?
It's between $5 and $7 a foot. Yeah.
Saves you a lot of money.
Saves you a lot of money if you want to, you know, just buy 5 feet or 8 feet or something like that. It's really easy to do. Any other questions? All right, so I have some good news for you. If anybody wants to pull the trigger on Tempaper today, we're going to be doing $20 off of any roll of Tempaper. And if any of you at home want to take advantage of that deal, all you have to do is give us a call here in the Huntington store. You can look on our Facebook page. I'm pretty sure the phone number is there, but if not, we're going to put it right in this post so that you can just look right at the post and be lazy, just like me, and not have to do too much work. So $20 off of any roll, and then I also want to let you know, you want to make sure, is everyone subscribed to our email list? Okay, so make sure you're subscribed to our email list, because we always send out, you know, what's going on here. If you at home are not subscribed to our email list, just go to our website, sweetpieces.com. A little pop-up will come up and say, hey, subscribe to our newsletter. Just enter your email in there, and you'll get social media, because we do post all kinds of fun, behind-the-scenes stuff, and, you know, what's going on around here kind of things. Any other questions? No? All right, awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody, for coming. We'll see you soon. Come visit us, Huntington or Massapequa. We can't wait to see you. Awesome.
Where are you in that?
So we're right on.
Thanks for watching. Want to learn more? Subscribe now.